What up, y'all? This is KB Davey, and I am one-on-one with Chula Vista icon, head brewer, Thr3ePunk Ales, Kevin Lewis. Hopefully this is going to be one of many, so we'll call this round one.
Round one.
Kevin Lewis, plus a cold one.
Hey, one time for my city light, two times for my city light, hey, one time for my city light.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. So what is this we're sipping on?
Tios del Norte, a little play on a white IPA.
And this is a collab? You guys are collabing with somebody?
Collabed with a few well-known guys, Paul Segura from Carl Strauss, Colby Chandler, former brewmaster icon at Ballast Point, and brewmaster or founder-owner of South Norte, Ryan Brooks.
And where would you rank yourself? I mean, these guys got titles. What is that even all about?
I am nowhere near a brewmaster.
Nah, I mean, like a black belt or something?
I think that would probably be like a black belt with a bunch of stripes on it. I don't even know what that goes.
Yeah.
I'm more of like the white belt with that first stripe, you know.
Well, even though, man, congratulations, man, on the success of the brand, because whether you guys know it or not, this is Chula Vista iconic stuff, man. I mean, you guys are bringing the historic back to the village, man, so that's dope. So regardless of what happens from here, I feel like you guys are solidified. I don't know if the village actually does what it does without Thr3ePunk Ales and that brand. You guys got a real kind of like local, familiar vibe, which I think is necessary for here. So you guys are talked about, you guys are known, and I guess that's got to be at least step number one, right?
Well, I think step one was getting open.
Right.
As you know, we had that sign up for pretty fun amount of time.
Yeah.
You know what? Coming fall of 16, I think we said.
Yeah.
More like fall or August of 17. But yeah, I mean, it's not us. This whole block is filled with. You had 3rd Avenue Ale House with Mike and Kendall down there first. I mean, you even had Machete in National City.
Right.
They were bringing stuff. The craft beer scene at La Bella's, you know, the old man's bar.
Yeah.
That's where it kind of all started. Then you got Chula Vista Brewing that opened, was that May?
Yeah.
May of 17, us August. Followed by, you know, Groundswell. And I think it's the more that's out here, it's just going to rise us all up.
Yeah, it's like a nice little gumbo right here, you know what I mean? And
gumbo.
Yeah, it's nice,
Now you
man.
make me hungry.
Hey, man, I mean, we come down here all the time, man, and I'm partial to Thr3ePunks. I think probably because I was here when you guys, well, actually, I started following you around. It was like the Lemon Festival before you guys opened. I think it was the first time I was out here with my camera and stuff. And
The Lemon Fest, and then also the Amps and Ales. I think I think we did that before we opened.
Yeah, we rode down to TJ one time, man. Took me a couple days to recover.
Border Psycho collab.
Yeah, so that was cool, man. So I appreciate it.
We were sober.
Oh, yeah. But you guys were real approachable, man. And I don't know if that was like something you guys talked about as part of your brand, or if that's just how you guys get down.
My old boss, Ray Knight from Butchers, he was telling us when we were doing our build out, our theme, he goes, "You're Thr3ePunk Ales. Now, when people walk in the door, they need to know that." And that was one thing that kind of stuck with me is like, if you're going to call yourself a chocolate factory, you better be selling chocolate.
Right.
So with Thr3ePunk Ales, you see the wall, a lot of the music, some of the time, just the stuff that's going on. It's a vibe. We are a brewery tasting room
Yeah.
with limitations on our license, but we try and make that fun atmosphere where you can have good beer, first off, have a place to sit, hang, do stuff, work, but also just be a place that can get fun and crazy at times, but not
Yeah,
too crazy.
hey, that mural hits, man. That mural hits. It's the first thing you see when you come in here. And like I said, that's something that if you're a local, I mean, I grew up out here. That hits home right away. You know, I've actually come in here to shop before. You know, that dates me a little bit.
The Highlander Building.
Yeah.
You know, hence why we kept part of that building. The name, people know it was like the men's warehouse back in the day.
Right.
You had the floors, the bathrooms in the back, changing rooms. Upstairs was probably storage. Downstairs was shipping and receiving. Like, you know, I think we came into a good spot. I remember when Steve took me down here, end of 15, start of 16, and we trolled 3rd Avenue. It's like, what
Right.
the WTF? What the fuck is this?
Ghost
Like,
town type shit, right?
yeah, like, I mean, quinceañera, Hall City, salons,
Yeah.
jewelry, you know, everything that goes with the quinceañera. But
Was it part of a big idea, or was it just like, let's just get this spot because I like it? Were you guys dialed into the vision of 3rd Avenue, or was it just like, yo, this is a spot I like?
I think Steve's vision was probably 99% 3rd Avenue because he lived 2 blocks away. But also, you know, I eat crow when I say I was very skeptical, but you know, you got to do what is best. And I think the footprint and what we built, having that feet on the street, like we open the doors every day at noon,
Yeah.
whether or not we're earlier for like a soccer game or something, but people know that.
Oh, I love that breakfast beer, man, for the soccer game.
They know we're open at noon, and you just get people down here. Like, the more spots, you know, you want to take your wife, you go to a downtown and they only have one spot.
Right.
Here, I mean, you can bounce from Groundswell here, Barca Nombre, freaking 3rd Avenue, like barely make it to Labella's now because there's so many spots to stop at in
Yeah,
between.
that's true, man. And I actually bring the family down here. I had to convince my daughter, though, that you're not the lumberjack from Tangled. You probably haven't seen it. I'm gonna show you the picture, man. There's this big lumberjack in the movie Tangled, man, and every time she would come down, Tangled. It's that fairy tale story with the girl with the long hair, Rapunzel. They did a remake of that, and there's this bar scene where there's this big lumberjack with a red beard, and every time she used to come in here, at the time Tangled was her favorite movie, she would just stare at you, and I'd be like, nah, it's not him, baby. Hey, but the reality of it is, man, I think locals felt welcome. I felt welcome, so that connection was there. You know, do you still love it?
Still love it. I mean, this is I'm working my retirement.
Yeah.
I get choose what we brew, but I think the people choose what we brew for the most part. They drink a whole hell of a lot of Flama, so that Flama Blanca is.
I mean, it's San Diego. That's a lager. It's a lager.
I mean, when we first came down, not one brewery down here had a Mexican lager, and you're in Chula Vista. It's not being like we're not capitalizing. It's just
yeah, it's a no-brainer, right?
people like the Dos Equis.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Dos Equis Amber on tap. Not really the green bottle, but Pacifico, you know, stuff like that, where it's the new blonde.
Yeah.
We didn't want to open with like a blonde ale, a brown, a red, an IPA, and a stout. I mean, we went with a Mexican lager, a Pilsner, a Russian Imperial Stout, a double IPA, and a single IPA.
You got to cater to the people a little bit.
It's San Diego, it's IPAs,
Yeah.
but you got to come out. You just can't.
But there's also a big, there's a big lager.
Oh, here, yes. I mean, if we had 20 lagers on, people would be happy.
That's crazy.
But we only have 20 taps, and so, we're slowly expanding, kind of with, doing the seltzer movement a couple years ago,
Yeah.
which kicks off. So, I mean, we could have a little seltzer bar if we wanted to down here.
That's cool, man. Has it always been Thr3ePunk Ales? Like, ever since you guys started kicking it, how did that go? Was it just you guys kicking it, brewing beers, or was it a business idea from the gate?
Oh, I think I met John the other partner and founder, '06 or '07, working at the airport. He was probably homebrewing around '08.
Yeah.
I watched him for a year, helped him, which meant this is all I did was like.
Yeah.
Then my wife got me the kit. I started brewing. Me and him started. We brewed for like 10 years together.
Yeah, wow.
You know, it was just fun stuff. We tried night brews, which is no fun because, you know, it's like 6 hours. It's hard to homebrew now because it's 6 hours. We can get 350 gallons or you can get 5 gallons.
Why do it now, right?
But it's fun. But I mean, that's where it came from, the joy of doing something like that with John. Then we got in contact with the butcher's brewer. He lived in Santee. I was kind of helping him, trying to learn more. And then we got to buy ingredients off of him for cheap. And then learning new stuff about the homebrew side, starting getting good. Steve came in the picture. He was, whew, that burp that you had, I had. Steve came in the picture. You know, he's middle school, high school with John. He was kind of the business side of how do we make money off of this, or how do we go bigger.
Were you guys getting a following just from homebrewing? I mean, was there any buzz, or was it just like you guys drinking your own brews and that was it?
Just friends drinking our own beer.
Yeah.
You know,
Were they good though back then? I mean, were you like, yo,
with I mean, as I'm growing as a brewer, my palate is growing.
Yeah.
So back then, you know, like anything that was free, you made it, it was bubbly, even if it sucked, you drank it.
Yeah.
And you know, all your friends are gonna be like, this is the best shit ever. And you're like, even I know it's really not,
But it's free for them too, pretty much, right?
So then when Steve came in, you know, we said the Brew Magic. It was a little 1-barrel setup, so he got that. We went a little bigger, keg and bottle over in San Carlos. They had a 1 or 2-barrel system. They tried our Belgian wit that we did, and they tried it with like a Stone beer rep. Like they had like 5 beer reps there. They all loved it, so we got a brew on their system, and then that's where.
While you were out of your garage.
Straight out of John's garage, brewing on this Brew Magic. You know, some days we would do double batches. Just, you know, that's where Flama came from. We did a Mexican lager and we did an amber Mexican lager. We debuted them at Amston Ales. The pale Flama Blanca blew first, so everyone liked that pale Mexican lager.
Is that still a pathway to get into brewing, or is the door shut, man? Because I mean, you know.
Well, homebrewing's always a way. It's just where you go from there. I mean, some brewers knock on homebrewers, but it's at most of the time, like we all started at a homebrew.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's.
If you go into Carl Strauss, you're not going to jump on that brew deck for a few years.
Right.
You're going to be washing kegs, packaging, cellarman, bottling, then kind of work your way to like doing that. So, I mean, it is hard unless you're going to just throw a couple million and try and start your own brewery, but.
That might be a waste of money too. That's actually something else I want to talk to you about because, well, when I first started coming here, probably before you guys opened, and then after you guys opened, I always noticed there was a lot of brewers like hanging around. You know what I mean? Ruben, who made the introduction with you guys, would point out to me all the different brewers that were from different places, and some of them were
you have
big wigs.
Paul Segura's East Lake boy, Ryan Brooks, East Lake boy. You know, when Ivan, our past brewer, like after like our first year, he's a Chula Vista boy. And then their friends come in, and then like if you make good beer, they will come.
They will come, right?
So it's kind of good to have, you know, like the Ryan Brooks and the Paul Seguras are huge in the judging world. So
co-signing on your stuff a little bit.
It is kind of getting a co-signer, like, hey, like, what do you think of this, or like, what do you think of this technique, or how did this beer, or, you know, they're brutally honest, and that's what we want.
Oh, exactly. So I was wondering because is there a social aspect to this, like for somebody that's trying to get into the game, or is it strictly you make good beers or you make bad beers, that kind of thing?
Well, there's a lot of bad beer in San Diego. Everyone knows it's not like a hush secret. It just depends on, you know, it's what sells, what the people want.
Yeah.
We try and not make bad beer.
Yeah.
That's kind of the point. I don't want to be blowing money, reputation / you know, you can make 1 million great Mexican lagers that one time you fuck up and try and throw it by people, it's going to stick with you.
So do you ever dump them? I mean, is it tough to dump them, or are you just you're making sure that you're not making bad beer?
Just making sure we're not making bad beer.
Yeah.
You don't want to dump.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's cool shit, man. So, are you drinking beer? You just making beer? You know what I mean? Like, does it get kind of crazy, like drinking it all the time, you making it all the time, you smelling it all the time?
I think it all started with homebrewing. You get the beer, and really when we were homebrewing, kind of like now, if we're doing like a new recipe, say me and John were doing a barley wine.
Yeah.
We'd go buy a bunch of barley wines, either talk about it, drink about it, figure it out. And then even now, if we're doing, like when we were helping doing some amber Mexican lagers, or when we did this new rice lager that we did on the Brew Magic, we drank a bunch of rice lagers, looking at the recipes, kind of seeing what people did, and you kind of get a feel. Me personally now, I think I drink more bourbon than I actually do beer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the last thing. If you're a chef, and let's say you're like a pastry chef, and you're just making pastries all day long, someone says, yo, let's go to this donut shop, you're gonna be like, fuck that. So yeah, I mean, there are a good handful of breweries that I love to go to. I love to try. I love to try new stuff. A lot of people bring in beer that for us to try.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're in the morning, sometimes 6 a.m., trying beers, making beer. It's kind of like the last thing. You just want to like, give me a seltzer, give me a soda water, give me some Jack, you know.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I personally am drinking more whiskey now with barbecue. I don't put myself. I wouldn't say I'm a grill master or anything like that. I like to be on the grill. I know people who do it way better than me. I know you do a little bit. You serious with the grilling, or
we just got a new grill. I really want a Blackstone. I know you have one.
Yeah.
I'm kind of BTOing Rico's Little Traeger.
Yeah.
So having a little fun with that. I have a Masterbuilt electric smoker.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the cabinet.
Yeah.
Pork belly burn ends are really easy, really fast.
Yeah.
Ribs I do in the oven, and then I finish off on the grill. So now we have our grill. The grill has a little griddle on it, so I love grilling. You know.
And that goes, man. And that goes real good with. I mean, I would probably drink some.
Just put it right there.
I would probably drink some.
Hot
bourbon
delivery.
or whiskey.
You know, if you see any more boxes like that, you can just bring them here. I'll sign for it. Yeah, like that one's not mine. UPS, always great. What can Brown do for you, right?
Yep. Take it easy, man.
You know, because grilling, yes. If I'm around the pool or grilling, but when I'm eating barbecue, I think the cocktail, like, I'll bring up Phil's Barbecue. Back in the day when they only served beer.
Yeah.
They had their liquor license forever. They only served beer. Because Phil said he didn't want people just coming for the alcohol. He wanted them to come for the food. But that beer,
Heavy. Right?
and then you're trying to throw heavy barbecue. It's like, we have a nice cocktail,
Yeah.
nice barbecue. I think it blends very well.
You an old-fashioned guy, or you like it straight?
Old fashioned, you know what I found? Bullet makes an old fashioned in a bottle.
No shit.
And it's at Albertsons and stuff. It's
Is
like,
it good?
it's 75.5% proof,
God damn.
and it is delicious.
No shit.
Put it on the rocks. Don't even need to add.
Don't need to do all that, huh?
No, you can just. I want a bigger. Hendelberry makes one. They're a local distillery. They make a 750 bottle of bourbon, that
Nice. Yeah.
old fashioned. So I love old fashions, but you know, you make one, cool. You make two, then you're like,
Where do you go from there?
oh, I just do rocks now. I just put the stuff on the rocks.
Yeah. See, the problem with old fashions is I'm not a good sipper, so I'll be pouring fire by it, and then
Hence, gotta go to Albertsons. The orange glass bottle,
Yeah.
you gotta find it. It
Yeah.
is. Hold on, I actually have a picture of it because I had to send it to my neighbor, which I think I forgot to send to my neighbor.
You a sauce guy when it comes to barbecue, or you non-sauce?
I make
Not
my
saucy.
own sauce,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I did not take a picture of it.
I do that myself.
But so I'm the everything in the kitchen pot. I save some of the rub for the sauce.
Yep, exactly.
Put some more brown sugar in there.
Yep.
Then I'll get a couple cheap sauces, throw them in there. I usually like to do like a little teriyaki, a little barbecue, then ketchup, some mustard, some soy sauce, like I told you,
Yeah.
some sriracha,
Yeah.
maybe some beer, some Jack, maybe add some more garlic, or so it's kind of like the kitchen sink,
Yeah.
but then and then that chili paste, and then kind of reduce it down for like an hour and a half,
Oh, damn.
so it gets a
Damn,
little.
okay.
So bring it to a boil. Yeah, I know.
Let it simmer for a while.
And then let it simmer and reduce so it just thickens. So then when it's time to sauce like your burnt ends or to pull the ribs out, you know, you got a nice.
Would you rather, you prefer to cook, you prefer to grill or just eat? Like if you had your choice, would you get up early and grill or just show up and eat?
Am I hosting? Because I'm usually grilling if I'm hosting.
Yeah. But I mean, you dig it though?
It's kind of like brewing. I like the fact that people enjoy having my meat in their mouth.
KV, baby.
Yo, this is round one with Kevin Lewis, and round two, we're going to be around the grill somewhere.
Ooh.